Okay, perfect. I can see you. Can you try to go full screen?
Yeah. There's the thingy. Oh, which one is it? Layout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I think is that just full screen for you?
So ignore that.
Okay. Okay, so is that that's the link for the live? Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Hello and good morning. I'm Maddie. Some of you might have met me before in the past 2 weeks. Some of you might be new. If so, welcome. Welcome to our weekly mindful movement sessions. I've been a yoga teacher for around 3 years now. I got my teacher training in 2023 and have just been teaching ever since. So I am very honoured to be able to share this practice with you this morning. We'll just give it maybe 2 or 3 minutes just so people can get onto the live, come through the link and get themselves settled in. Today is just going to be a very gentle movement. We're going to mainly be working in a reclined position. There's also some seated and a little bit of standing, but nothing too intense. And then just focusing on some meditation towards the end, looking at gratitude and consistency and how using this practice can help get us closer to Allah and, to ourselves. So you're not going to need anything for this today. If you have a mat, you can use a mat, but you're just as welcome to use the floor or like a rug or a blanket, just so you don't get too sore, because we are going to be on our backs for a bit. But you can also do this on a sofa if you really find the floor a bit too uncomfortable. So yeah, just giving it 1 more minute or so. If you are already here, you're already settled, you can just find that comfortable seat, just grounding down through your sit bones. You can start to close down the eyes and just start to turn inwards. Start to slow the breathing down, slow the nervous system down, and just meet your body where it is right now. So, wherever you are, you can be in your comfortable seated position, or you can come onto your backs like this. You can have your feet on the floor, or you can have them extended out in front of you, whichever is more comfortable for you. For the moment, we're just going to be lying here, connecting our bodies to the ground and noticing the breath. So whatever you've been doing this morning, whether you've just come from a hectic morning routine, if you've just woken up, if, like me, it's actually 3 p.m. and you've had most of your day already, this is the time where we come back to our bodies, back to our breath, and just either set your intention for the day or reflect on what the rest of the day has been like so far. So just noticing your breath in this moment, if it feels deep, if it feels restricted, if there's any parts of your body that you can feel are a bit uncomfortable as you're sitting. And just taking this time to start to lengthen your inhales and lengthen your exhales. You can start to notice how the body relaxes as you lengthen these inhales and exhales. Notice how your muscles feel, whether you can sink more into the mat, into gravity. Maybe placing your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your stomach. You can see how much your stomach expands as you breathe in. Notice whether it's your chest or your stomach that expands first when you breathe in. And if it's your chest, then let's try and bring the focus down. So as you inhale, it's as if there's a balloon in your stomach and you're pushing that out so your hand comes up, and then you'll notice your chest rise. So we're using our diaphragm here, and this is what helps your nervous system soothe down by slowing these exhales. It's naturally telling your body that you're in a safe place. So you can do these longer breathing techniques when you feel anxious or unsettled. And then when you exhale, your chest should come down before your hands on your stomach. So inhaling stomach, chest, and then exhaling chest, stomach. So a couple more breaths like this, inhaling, stomach and chest rise, and then exhaling, chest and stomach sinks. One more inhale. And exhale. You can shake the arms out, shake the knees, the legs out a little bit. And then we're going to come into a reclined position to start. So straighten your back along the mat, get your head in a comfortable place. If you've got like a bun or any hair, just make sure you can rest the back of your head comfortably on the mat. You can either extend both of your legs or you can keep them up like this. For what we're about to do, it's going to be a bit easier for you to have your knees bent and your feet on the mat, because to extend them might be a bit more intense. So you can play about with this. But to start, we're just going to bring that right knee into the chest, really nice and tight. For this one, I'd like you to extend the left leg along the mat, so you can feel that stretch along the front body on the left side. And then really squeeze that right knee into the chest. You can rock it slightly from side to side. And then on your next exhale, bring your hands behind that knee. So interlace the fingers, like lock the fingers, and then bring them behind the knee. And I want you to straighten this leg as much as you possibly can. So you might be a little bit further down. And this is what I was talking about with bringing the knee up of the left leg. If you plant the left foot, you can straighten the right leg a little bit easier. So we're just resting this leg in space for now, really feeling that nice big stretch along the backs of the legs. And you can play about here with pointing and flexing your foot. So pointing the toes up to the sky and then pushing your heel up to the sky, bringing your toes to face you. You can do some circles with your ankles, one way and then the other. Just really feeling into the joint here and all of the bones of the foot. And then on your next exhale, inhale and start to walk your hands as much as you can up your leg. I want you to bring your shoulders off of the mat here. So really crunch your core, bringing your chest towards your knee, and just walk as much up as you can. You don't have to go very far, but really squeeze your chest towards that leg as you do it. And then exhale to release your back down to the mat. You can walk the hands back down the leg. If your left leg is extended along the mat, bring that knee up, plant the foot, and we're going to put the outer edge of the right foot on top of the left thigh. This might be enough for you. You might have a nice big stretch along the glutes and the back of the thigh on the right leg, or you can bring the left knee into your body. Bring your hands behind that knee and pull the thigh in. So you're feeling a nice big stretch along this big muscle here. If this isn't enough for you and you need more of a stretch, with your right hand, you can push the knee away from you just to like make it a little bit more intense. But if this is enough, you can just stay here like this. Really letting gravity do its work here. And then we're going to exhale to bring this right foot over. So you're kind of twisting. Your right hip's going to lift up off the mat, and that right foot is going to plant down on the floor. So I want you to keep your shoulders on the mat. You might only be able to bring that right foot just to hover above the floor and hold it with your hand. If that's the case, that's fine. We're just going to feel a nice little gentle twist, a little bit of a stretch along the side of the thigh. It's called the IT band. This is a muscle we don't use that often. And then coming back to center. I'm going to put both feet down this time, and then we're going to extend the left leg. So first of all, we're bringing that knee into our chest, extending the right leg along the mat, pointing those right toes, and really squeezing the left leg into your body here. Making sure all of your spine is connected to the mat. And then same thing here, interlacing your fingers behind the knee. You're going to straighten that leg as much as you possibly can. I don't want you to feel any sort of pain or discomfort here. So if you still need a little bit of a bend, that's absolutely fine. If you need to plant that right foot, that's also okay. I want you to really push that heel up towards the sky, straighten that leg. And then once you're here, once you're comfortable, you can start to play about with pointing the toes up to the sky, feeling a nice stretch along the front of the foot, flexing, pushing the heel back up and back and forth between the two. Do some nice circles with the ankle. You might get some clicks and cracks here when you do this one, but it's nothing to worry about. Just means that the joints need that movement. And then once you come back to your neutral ankle, everything's as it should be, you can start to lift as you inhale your chest towards your thighs. Your shoulders come up off the mat, and you can walk your hands a little bit further up your leg. So you're pulling your leg towards you, towards your face. You might be able to reach the ankle, or you're just on the shin or behind the knee on the calf, which wherever you can reach is absolutely fine. And then lowering your back down to the mat. We're going to take the outer edge of the left foot and place it on the right thigh. So if your right leg was extended along the mat, bend the knee, plant the foot, and put the outer edge of the left foot on that thigh. If you were just here before, this is enough for you, that's absolutely fine. Or as before, you can bring your right knee in towards your body. So you're in this, it's called figure 4. So you're really stretching along the glutes, along the back of the legs. And this is a really important muscle group for us when we pray. We use a lot of movement in the legs. We need the flexibility there and the stability. And these are the kind of movements that are going to do that for you. And then taking the twist again. So we're bringing the sole of this left foot over onto the right side. And you can see, you might not be able to get that foot all the way down. It might just be hovering here like this. You can use your hands to kind of help hold it. But I really want your left shoulder to still be on the floor. So don't push yourself too much. And then coming back up to center, you can plant both of the feet on the mat now. And we're going to hug both of our knees into our chest. So as tight in as you can bring them. Really wrap your arms around the shins. You can bring your forehead to meet the knees, or you can keep the head back, whichever is more comfortable. We're just going to slightly rock from right to left. This is a nice gentle massage on your lower back. So if you have any lower back pain or lower back issues, this is a nice one because it stretches the whole muscle group without having too much tension. Good. And then we're going to come up to seated. And I'm going to turn to face you so you can see what I'm doing with my feet. I want your feet to be as wide as the mat. So your hands are just behind you here. And your feet are as wide as the mat. And then you're going to exhale to drop both knees towards the right hand side. Inhale up. Exhale, drop them both to the left hand side. Inhale up. Exhale down to the right. Inhale up. Exhale down to the left. Inhale up. And one more round of this. Down to the right. Breathing in to come up and out, back down to the left. Good. We're just shaking out all of the hips nicely. We're gonna sit along our mat with both of our legs out in front of us. And I want you to bring that right knee in towards the body, plant the foot on the mat. And we're gonna take a twist here. So using your left hand on the outer edge of the right knee, your right hand comes behind you. Inhale to lengthen the spine, push the chest forward, and then exhale to pull yourself back, gazing over the right shoulder. We're twisting towards the right. This might be enough for you. You might also be able to bring your elbow across, so your whole arm is hugging that knee. You can use it to really pull that torso through. Feel more of a twist. And you can use your exhales here to help deepen the twist. And then inhaling back to center, exhaling to drop that right knee out to the side. So the sole of your right foot is on the inside of your left thigh. Inhaling to lengthen the spine here, and then exhaling, we're going to fold over this leg. But what I don't want to see you do is this, and just slump over the leg. I want you to really keep control the whole way down. So think about sending your chest towards your shin, as opposed to your head down to your knee. So just walking the hands, pulling the chest forward, keeping the spine nice and long. You might only be able to come to about here, and that's absolutely fine. You might be able to find your ankle, find your foot, find your shin, or just keep your hands on the floor. But really inhaling here to find your stability, and exhaling to find more depth. And then inhaling back up. You're going to extend the right knee in front of you, the right leg, down the mat. The left knee comes in towards your chest, the foot plants on the floor, and we'll take the same twist here. So right hand to outer edge of the left knee, inhaling to lengthen the spine, exhaling to twist, bring the left hand behind you, gaze over the left shoulder. Again, you might be able to bring the whole arm round that left knee. Then inhaling to twist yourself back to face the front. Drop that left knee out to the side. The inside of the left foot comes to the inside of the right thigh. Inhaling to lengthen the spine, and exhaling, we're folding over the right leg this time. So walking the hands down, trying to keep that spine nice and long. Using the back of your right knee, push that knee into the mat so you can really keep that leg nice and engaged. Good, and then inhaling to walk your hands back towards your hips. Extending both legs in front of you this time. We're going to bring the knees into the body, and then I want you to take them as wide as the mat. Your toes can be pointing a little bit out, and then using your hands, we're going to push ourselves up into a squat. Now, if you don't have a lot of hip flexibility yet, you might need to keep your hands here, and you might be a little bit on your tiptoes, just as you find the flexibility, you find the balance. So if this is you, you can just stay here, really connect to your breath, and find your stability in this movement. If you have a little bit more flexibility and your heels can come down to the mat, I want your focus to be on lengthening the spine. So you can use your elbows to push your knees away from you. Hands come to heart center in prayer. And then breathing here, really feeling the top of your head and the tip of your spine is a nice long line. This is how we keep the flow of energy coming through our bodies with our breath. Keeping that nice long spine. And then if your hands are up, you can bring them down to the mat. And then I want you to, instead of your feet being turned outwards like this, use your hands, come up slightly and turn your feet to face the front of the mat. Now from here, we're going to fold. So if you can't really get your hands to the mat in this position and you're kind of like this, that's fine. But I want you to bring more of a bend into your knee so you can bring your stomach closer to your thighs. And then you might be able to bring your hands a little bit further down or just on your shins. That's absolutely fine. If you have a little bit more flexibility and your hands can reach the floor, I want you to just let your upper body become really heavy. We're just going to hang here. You can rock your torso from left to right. And then turning the feet back out wide, we're going to sink the hips down nice and slowly, coming back into that yogi squat position. And then bringing your hands behind you, slowly, slowly sinking the hips back down to a seated position. You can just come into a nice cross-legged position here. Taking the right hand over your head and holding the left ear. Pull your right ear towards your right shoulder and extend the left arm out to the side. So you've got a nice big stretch coming down the side of your neck. And exhale here. And then dropping that right hand down to the mat, extending that arm. The left hand's going to come onto the right ear, pulling the left ear down to the left shoulder this time. Just pull as far as comfortable. You don't want to feel too much tension here, just so you've got a nice stretch along the neck. And then inhaling to release. And finally, just taking one big circle. So dropping your chin to your chest from right to left and then looping back. Dropping the chin, and then you can reverse the movement. So just feel where your neck needs that stretching. Feel into any tension there. And then once you have finished with your neck circles, you can close down the eyes. Bringing the hands either onto the knees or just in the lap in a comfortable position. We'll start to calm everything down in these last few minutes of the practice. And notice how your breathing feels now compared to at the start, whether it's a little bit easier. You can get a bit more oxygen into your whole chest, into your stomach. Notice how your legs feel now. We've done a lot of deep hamstring and hip stretching today, so they should feel a nice little bit looser. We can find a lot of discomfort in the hamstring and the hip openers, but they're the ones that are very beneficial when it comes to being able to stand and bend and perform Salah for a really long period of time. So well done for your work today. Just seeing that the breath is slower, that the heart rate is slower, and just noticing it come back to its normal pace as we stop moving, we stop stretching. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, reminded the believers that the body is a trust given by Allah. So it's our responsibility to care for this vessel that we've been gifted. And there's the hadith that says your body has a right over you. So by showing up on days like this, taking the time to nurture your body, to give it the space it needs, we're honoring that trust with Allah. And consistency is so important in these times because we all know that the best deeds are those done regularly, even if it's only a few. So small, regular movements like this, once or twice a week, 20, 30 minutes, they're more beneficial to you and more loved by Allah. They keep our nervous systems calm and just help you in your daily life. So in these last few moments, just thinking about the different ways you practice small but consistent actions and acts of worship throughout your day. Whether it's moving your body, going for walks, or these kind of stretches. Whether you're consistent with your prayer. If you make sure to do your istighfar and your dhikr every day. Whether we're consistent in speaking kindly to our loved ones and doing things to help them. Or how consistent you are with cooking and eating good meals. And just start to think about how we can bring these actions into the month of Ramadan. So with your eyes still closed, bringing your right hand onto your chest, your left hand onto your stomach. We'll take some nice, big, deep cleansing breaths to finish the practice. So big, deep inhale. And sigh out through your mouth. Another big, deep inhale. Sigh out. Another big, deep inhale. Sigh out. And if your eyes are closed, keep them closed. And I'd invite you to just take your hands in front of you and just rub your palms together nice and fast so you can warm your hands up. And then when you're ready, you can place them on top of your eyes and slowly start to blink the eyes open underneath the hands. Just gently adjusting to the light. And then lowering the hands, opening the eyes, getting ready to face the day. So thank you everyone for joining us today for this mindful movement session. As always, there will be an opportunity to give feedback in the group chat. So if there's anything that you'd like to be done differently, anything you want to see more of, please let us know because these classes are for you and we want to benefit you the best that we can. Tomorrow, Naz will be taking you through the same kind of thing at 10 a.m. And then next week, we'll be back again for Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 3 p.m. GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the class. And I will see you next week for the same thing, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.